an American in Italy charged with murder, presumed innocent until proven guilty, or is there a different concept of law here?
Well, the system in Italy is clearly different than ours. They do have a presumption of innocence, but they don't have the same concept of reasonable doubt that we have.
Very important in this, because an American defense lawyer only has to get one juror to say, you haven't persuaded me.
Exactly. In Italy, in this particular case, because she's faced with murder, she's in a court where the jury is composed of 2 professional trained judges and 6 laypersons that act as a judge.
So instead of a jury of 12, we have 2 judges and 6 others, 6 citizens?
Yeah, they each have a singular vote. However, what in practice occurs is the 2 trained judges certainly lead the case and have a significant impact on influencing the other 6, as well as explaining the law and applying the facts.
This sounds a little like the butcher's thumb is on the scale here, on the side of the judges.
Well, we would say that in the United States because we're not familiar with it. But, of course, when in Rome, there was the Romans.
And that will be the law.
In the United States, we're accustomed to prosecution and defense. That's the adversarial system. The prosecution tries to lay out facts and explain why a crime was committed. The defense tries to rebut or introduce other evidence to demonstrate why the crime was not committed. But in Italy, the difference, the significant difference, is the judge plays an active role in the determining, in the questioning, as well as the prosecution and the defense.
Yeah.
It's much different than the U.S. system, where the judge is sitting there as a neutral arbiter, explaining the law to the jury, and the jury then determines the facts, applies the law to the facts, and comes out with a determination. Here, some say that the Italian judges are more invested in the correct determination because, one, they have to write an opinion, something that doesn't happen in American courts on a verdict, and 2, they're the ones that are ultimately responsible for determining what happened and coming with the right result.
She's a pretty-faced girl and looks like a total innocent. That's this kind of a charge. Her family has mounted, I would call it a public relations campaign of her friends, various jurists, lawyers, taking the case to the Italians, saying, here's where you're wrong. Is there a possibility that could backfire in the court?
It's an area that one has to be extremely careful about and extremely sophisticated about. Speaking from experience, and I think when you analyze a case and the facts, you have to be very careful to try to be persuasive, but not insulting, because you can't expect judges or jurors to receive your arguments or your evidence favorably when you've said terrible things about them.